If you want to learn more about why I love reusable menstrual pads and my best tips about how to use them, keep on watching. Hey guys, I'm Nicole Harlow and you are watching Girl Meets Body, where I'm introducing you to your body one episode at a time. Today I'm going to be sharing with you why I love reusable menstrual pads, my favorite brand, and some tips about how you can use them. Now, I've been using reusable menstrual pads for a long time. I got this set from a brand called Luna Pads, and I actually bought these when I was still in college. Now, I'm in my mid-30s now, so as you can tell, that was a pretty long time ago. I think I've probably using the same set for about 12 years. Now, I have to say, at the time, it was about a $60 investment to get a 5-pack of reusable pads. And when you compare that to how much you'd have to spend to buy disposable pads or disposable tampons every single month, you can definitely see that this was a really good investment. At the time when I had bought Luna Pads, they were pretty much one of the only brands out there. Now I know there's a lot of brands out there doing the same thing. So since I've only bought this pack, and I've used it for like 12 years. I can't really make a comment about whether these are better or worse than other brands. All I know is that they've lasted me a really long time. They've gone through so many wash cycles. They've been with me for so many periods. So for me, I definitely give this brand a really big thumbs up. And one of my biggest questions when I was researching reusable pads was which design to get, because Luna Pads at the time had tons of different designs. I went with this leopard print. This is like the part that goes against your panties, and then this is black that goes against where you're bleeding. As you can see, for 12 years, it still feels like it's in really good shape. And what I love about it is because it's black, there's almost no staining at all. For 12 years worth of periods, that's not bad at all. Now, over the years, the fabric's definitely softened up. It feels really smooth against the skin. Now, this is the biggest size, so the 5-pack that I had bought came in different sizes. This one's the biggest. This is kind of like the daddy of them. It's kind of huge. I usually wear this one when I'm going to bed. Both sides actually have a little holder, so a little strip of nylon fabric that you can use to stick an insert. So my pack came with inserts too. I find that I don't always need the inserts, but they're good for like a really heavy day, especially like day one. Typically your reusable pads will come with a snap. You've got the snaps on both sides, and you use that to just snap around the crotch of your underpants so they stay put. This one's massive, and I wouldn't really use this outside because it can tend to kind of like give you a little bit of a wedgie because it's so long. So that's why I either use this one during the day of my first day when I try not to leave the house at all. I try to just let my body rest, or I'll use it the night of my first or second day when it's a little bit heavier. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the whole range of sizes here with me, and one of them I'm actually wearing right now because it's day one of my cycle, so I'm kind of using the medium one that's a little bit smaller than this one. But I wanted to show you, I had actually gotten all leopard print, but then I picked for my tiniest one this different color, and as you can see on the front, it actually is a little bit stained over the years, so I'm happy that for the most part I went with the black. This is the same thing. It's got little snaps on it. I find that this one is good to use with a tampon as like a backup instead of wearing a panty liner, which the idea of panty liners just grosses me out now, that feeling of like plasticky wetness. These are really absorbent and you never really feel wet against your skin, which is what I love. I'll either use these on my very last day when the flow is really light and I'm not using a menstrual cup or like a natural tampon or anything, or I'll use these with my menstrual cup or a tampon if I'm going out for the day and I feel like I need a little bit of backup. But I love this size though, it's really mini. What I will say is after all of these years, for the Luna Pads, the snaps are still holding up so well. No problems at all with snaps breaking or falling off or even seams coming undone. So I'm really pleased about that. I keep them in this little pouch and it's cute and it's portable. When I go on vacation, I can just throw them in with the rest of my stuff in my suitcase. Now there's a few reasons why I love reusable menstrual pads. The first is they're reusable, which means it's cheaper for you and it's better for the environment. I love the fact that right now when I have my period, I'm hardly throwing anything away. Typically when I'm on my period, what I like to do is the first day or two, definitely day one, I like to allow myself to bleed without plugging up the flow. That means I don't even really use my menstrual cup. I don't use tampons unless I absolutely have to, or I'm going out somewhere where I really need to like plug up the flow. This is because I have a personal opinion that our bodies need the space to flow, both from a physical and a more psychological or energetic perspective. So I don't like to block that flow that's happening on the first day. I just allow myself to bleed freely, and I use one of my reusable pads with a pair of underwear. Now, once it gets to day 2 and onwards, I usually switch to my menstrual cup. And I'm going to talk about my menstrual cup in another video, but here it is right here, and it's pretty cute, so I'm going to do another video about this. I usually use my menstrual cup pretty consistently from day 2 onwards. I may take it out towards the end and switch back to this little pink one that I was showing you. And if I'm kind of in an emergency situation or I'm feeling a little bit caught out by my period, I always have natural tampons without applicators, the tiny little ones that I use just for emergencies if I need to like stop the flow for some reason. Now, using a reusable menstrual pad is really easy. Like I did, I recommend getting a pack that has like 4 or 5, so you have enough to get you through your cycle. It's good if you can get a pack that has some of those cotton inserts too, in case you have a heavier flow and you really need to double or triple up on the pad. I'm a big advocate for getting the black on the inside if you can find them, just because I think it's really nice to look at this and know that with 12 years, this hasn't really been stained or anything. And I feel like the black holds up really well. So like I said, you know, if you're gonna put it on, you are just going to take the snaps and snap them around the crotch of your underpants, just like you would a normal pad where you would take the wings and put it around the crotch of the underwear. You can wear this all day until you feel like it's full up. And then what I usually do is when I take it out of my underwear, be filled with blood, I like to run it under the sink in cold water, and I'll just keep running it and squeezing it out and squeezing the blood out. It's pretty cool, I think, to see like all the blood that comes out. So I usually do that until the water runs like pretty clear. And then what I usually do is I kind of save that up in the side, maybe like put it in a little bag, or I just kind of hang it over, drying out a little bit. And I usually wait until I'm finished my period so I can collect all of them. Then I do what I boil. I have one pot that I use specifically for this. It's kind of like a bigger one that you'd make like boil pasta or something in. So I have a big pot that I use just specifically for boiling these. And I usually boil them in boiling water just for like 30 seconds to a minute, just to kind of kill any like microbes and bacteria. Then I just throw them in the normal washer on a high wash. And in my place, we don't have a dryer, so I usually just hang them out to air dry. And I like to just like hang it on this part right here with the clip, and I just let them air dry. And then I put them away in their little bag until I need them again for the next month. So I'd love to hear from you. Do you use reusable menstrual pads? What are your thoughts about them? Do you have any questions? If so, join us in the Girl Meets Body Facebook group, where there are lots of cool conversations going on about this very topic and other things menstrual, hormone, sex, and period related. Also, if you're not sure what's going on with your body and your hormones, follow the link below and take my hormonal archetype quiz. It takes 2 minutes, it's only 2 questions, and it's really gonna help you find out what's going on with your body. It's a really great first step to take your health in your hands. And if you'd like some more support with your hormones, please join me on my Unlock Your Cycle course, or we can work together one-on-one in my clinic at the Center for Menstrual and Sexual Health. Finally, if you like this t-shirt, No One Knows I'm Bleeding, you can get this at our Girl Meets Body shop. You'll find the links down below. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? This is Girl Meets Body, and I'm introducing you to your body one episode at a time, and I don't want you to miss anything. Once again, I'm Nicole Harlow. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you on the next video. Bye.